れたものはいつか思い出すはずでしょう。消えた夢の影を探した寂しさの答え儚さを愛触れてた風に流れて僕は君を愛せていたか少し気づくことが遅すぎだんだん消えてゆく明日さえも崩れ落ちてゆく何もないここで一人きりいつかまた最後の日を迎えられてみれまた生まれ落ちた君が望む日
Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video. I'm here to do a response on N3on, who is being interviewed, and he literally admits that he regrets faking his death due to the amount of backlash.
First time I faced online backlash, I would say, damn, I mean, it's pretty obvious when I faked my death. I mean, my PR lady probably wouldn't want me to talk about this, but
And he's trying to move on to a new leaf because he doesn't want to be the same degenerate like he was before, which was bringing him clout ever since he started when he was younger. Again, he was like an ongoing YouTuber, started off as a kid.
Yeah, it was just like a situation. I was very young and I was like very dumb. I was on the internet, I didn't know what to do, and I was just like, fuck it, let me just play with this and see what happens. I didn't know any better, and this was like when I was like 13, 14, but obviously like you still have to live with it, and I still have to deal with like the people saying all this shit, but obviously that's not the type of person I am anymore. I was a fucking kid, I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, that's when I really faced backlash, because it was like a whole thing, and then bro, my video got like 100,000 dislikes in a day. It was crazy.
And I know for a fact he's done this more than once, where he would try to fake his death in order to garner more views, which in itself is actually pathetic. And if anything, his career should have died at that point. And let me explain why. The moment you do that, even if it's your first time, the moment you say you have cancer or you're at the hospital, forget the noise in the background, guys. As I was saying, like, if you try to like follow up with this attempt and let people know, oh, you're about to pass away, but the thing is, there's no telling, because how can you know what the person's going through, what their condition is? So again, it's just an estimate of how long they have much to live for, or what their like lifespan is.
Yo,
bro, God, this shit is
man, you so like you weird for deleting these videos.
You did it? Wait, you deleted them? Man, did your manager tell you to do this?
No, I lied. On God, it was me. I swear.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, it worked, N3on. Look at the views, bro.
No, Shaggy, you said like 1 million each, but I had to.
It worked, bro. Like on God, it did, bro.
God, it was working, and it was working for fucking so long. He just killed it for me, bro.
Yo.
But the moment you follow up with the faking your death is when you entirely lose sympathy and nobody's gonna believe you. And like I said, if I knew somebody who literally lied claiming that they don't have much to live or they don't have too long to live, from there I don't want to even be in, I wouldn't want anything to do with the other person. I don't want to even be in contact with them. Why? Because I can't trust that person anymore. And the reason why people do it, like, you'll be surprised that our actions sometimes, it's not always about the views, but sometimes they're just curious what type of reaction they're gonna get from people.
That's one regret I have. That's why I said I live with no regrets. That's one regret I have. If I can go back, fuck man, I'll pay any amount of money to never do that, bro.
I'm not gonna justify it, but I kind of get what like people like N3on mean by that. A lot of times, if you're gone, you will never get the chance to witness what people are saying about you, or you will never get to find out for yourself, because you don't exist in this world. Either you forget that that you don't even exist, or you're someplace else. So we wouldn't know what it's like in the afterlife, because there's not enough research. There is no knowledge of how anybody can be able to like describe what it's like, or even nobody's sure. Deceased people have been through that, but they have no way of explaining afterwards, because they don't exist. They're not around to tell us.
Did you fake your death?
I was like 14. I was falling off. I was like, "Fuck! What do I do, man?
Kill myself."
What the fuck do I do?
But again, N3on should have never had a career to begin with. I'm not. Besides the whole like him being ignorant, harassing people for views, and instigating shit with people. Yeah, that's very irritating. But people should have known the type of person he was the moment he tried to fake his. I don't care whether he was a kid at the time, but in itself is just pure sick and disturbing. In itself, it makes some people don't know how demented that is. That for anybody to even play it off like it's a joke.
No, that shows how stupid I was, because how am I supposed to come back after I'm dead? I was just sitting in a Walmart, like making the video public. I was so excited, like the shit was going crazy. I was like, oh my god, and then, damn.
Who would have made it public? Who would have found out that you were dead and were like, we should make this public immediately?
Because you're not just hurting the viewers, whether the viewers care or not, or your subscribers even care. Some people don't realize how much it impacts their family and friends. Because if you're lying to the audience, the first thing, if your family or friends were to see that, they might actually think it's true. Although it's all a facade, that's something that should always be taken serious. But again, it was more for attention. Again, we can't really predict exactly what N3on's true intent was, but we can all say it was all for clout. But people who do that, they deserve their downfall. They deserve every single backlash that's coming to them, whether it be friends, eventually them cutting ties, former subscribers, viewers, family members. I don't even want anything to do with that person, because people are gonna wonder, why am I even associated with that kind of person? Because people who do that are just complete douche. And if they see that as a joke, a laughing matter, honestly, they're a lost cause. But again, if this is his way of trying to redeem his career, I'll have to be honest. Even if he has changed, it's a little too late. Even though he's not worse compared to other nuisance streamers, whether it be Jack Doherty or not, or Vitaly, Johnny Somali, Natalie Reynolds. Even though he does not compare to those people, whether it be Tanner Cook, My House is Dirty, although yes, he does fall under them, he may not be as worse, but it goes to show that he's willing to stoop to their level. But even if he tries to go with a different approach and let people know that he's trying to improve and become a better person, I have to say it's way too late, you guys. And he should have thought about from the very beginning. And that one decision in itself, the one poor decision, can change everything. And that's how people are going to look at you from now on forever.
Until then, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.
But overall, I feel like I said enough, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.
나한테 링거브라운스 요미가